You know the old saying that when all you have is a drill, everything looks like a thing you drill?
No one says that, Private.
Well, Steven Universe Gem Drill starts right where Super Watermelon Island left off, with Steven going to save the world. He's joined on his subterranean adventure by Green Ranger Peridot, whose plan is to kill the cluster with the drill. But Steven is dissatisfied with that approach. On the way down, Steven and Peridot fight off smaller gem clusters, arriving with practically no time to spare as the cluster is about to emerge. And while Peridot tries unsuccessfully to drill the thing to death, Steven takes the Counselor Troy approach and tries talking to it. It turns out that this is the right thing to do, as he convinces the shards to bubble each other, preventing the cluster from emerging. This episode is kinda disappointing, honestly. It's the overall plot that doesn't do it for me. First off, I was hoping that Peridot would actually be able to do something to stop the cluster. Secondly, I know the cluster's not like Sauron or Darkseid, but if it was just lonely this whole time, why did it need Steven to explain what to do about it? If it had the power to reason, I don't see why it needs him. Now, the star of the show is Peridot. She's both funny and legitimately touching, with her reminiscences about what she's lost and found on Earth. Steven is also really great. He's his adorkable self, and I like that he thinks about the cluster as an actual person and not some kind of evil entity. Finally, this episode has some interesting visuals, particularly the emerging form of the cluster. Okay, so on the good side, this episode has great performances from Peridot and Steven, as well as some interesting visuals in a hot new location. But I don't like that Peridot's plan was so underdeveloped, or that Steven could reason with the cluster. But you still have to see this episode, cause fate of the world and all that. Recommendation. And if you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, comic books, or video games, check out my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913, or find my Facebook and Deviantart pages for video updates and more. Thank you for watching.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.